This is Jaguars Happy Hour. Jaguars Happy Hour is brought to you by Heritage of North Florida. And now, with less than a week before the trade deadline, he's still here. J.P. Shadrick.
No deals yet. Welcome in. It is Jaguars Happy Hour presented by Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and remodeling company. J.P. Shadrick, Jeff Lageman out, Coach Mark Duffner in. Busy hour ahead. In fact, 2 hours of radio. This is Jaguars Happy Hour. The bye week review. We'll get to the Jaguars offense against Max Crosby and the Raiders D. And the Jaguars looking to slow Ashton Jeanty. And, yeah, Brock Bowers is back, the tight end for the Raiders as well. And at 5 o'clock, Jags HQ on the Jaguars Radio Network. Tony Boselli, James Gladstone scheduled to join us in studio. We're on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube ahead of Week 9. The Jaguars and the Raiders at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Jeff Lageman out today. Coach Mark Duffner is in. Duff, hey, are you rested and relaxed after the bye?
I am, and excited about playing the Raiders, so let's go get them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious from a coaching perspective. We heard Liam Cohen talk about it a couple times this week, you know, the bye week, self-scouting, and all those things. You also have to balance some time off for the staff, and, yeah, the players get a certain amount of time off. But in a coaching staff and your experience, how intense is that time leading into the bye week? And where do you start? Where do you dig for information?
Well, I think, frankly, I'll start off by saying I think the bye week came at a tremendous time right now for our team.
Yeah.
You know, 2 tough losses that we faced right now. I got off a little bit off schedule. So I think the bye week is perfect timing. And really what it allows us to do, JP, it gives you a chance to, on both sides of the ball to really study your game plan, study your practice schedules, evaluate your players, evaluate your mechanics, your game operation, player to coach, all those things. You thoroughly go through with a fine-tooth comb what you've done up to this point. You want to continue to build on the good things. You want to eliminate the bad things. You know, the biggest thing I think they're really looking at is why are we having the self-inflicted penalties that really are taking us out of good plays and good situations. So I know they've done a thorough evaluation of that. They've looked at situations, backed up, short yardage, goal line, 2-minute, special teams. All those things are looking, you know, very hard at in terms of how they can fix things and make themselves in better position to win.
Obviously, I mean, early in the season, the first few weeks, they're running the ball well. They're ahead of the chains. They still haven't had that great connection in the passing game, though. We know about the drops and some missed assignments and things. You know, how do you adjust the passing game, especially when some receivers are struggling to catch the football consistently?
Well, I think it starts with again, highlighting the routes, concepts, and plays that they've run successfully, looking at those and really getting them back in their mindset, if you will. But then I think there's a lot of pre-practice and post-practice work that's got to go on, catching the ball, just simple catching drills and getting different route trees that they want to do in terms of that, so that we get back into the groove. You know, they really haven't hit that yet, and I think that'll be a focus, I'm sure, by the coaching staff and the players alike.
Then on the defensive side, what stands out to you about some things they could do better? Last couple of weeks, no takeaways on defense. They weren't leading in the game. You know, there's a little bit of that comes into play, and always trying to get to the quarterback in the pass rush, too.
Well, for sure. You know, you just mentioned, I think we've just had 1 sack recently. So, I mean, not only sacks, you want to gain on those. I think we've only got 8. We're towards the back end of the league as far as that's concerned. But you got to affect the quarterback with your rushing coverage, with your pressure. I would think that Anthony's going to look strong, look hard at what percentage of pressure and when the timing of their pressures and the who's of the pressures. In other words, who's getting there and who isn't getting there. You know, you can have a beautifully designed blitz to attack a protection, but if the guys that are running the blitz and the guys you think are going to be the real forces as far as that's concerned, the quarterback aren't getting there, well, then we've got to look at that. So, you know, I think that limiting the explosive plays, it always comes down to a couple things. You know, the takeaways, which they've been magnificent at starting the season and kind of tailed off a little bit, and then limiting the explosive plays that show up. Those are the things I think that he's really going to focus in on. They've done very well on third down, especially the last 2 games. And that's a factor. But if you can play good first and second down defense, then those third downs become a lot easier for you, and again, it allows you to get off the field on defense.
It also helps certainly in the bye week to get a little time away, get some of those bumps and bruises for some of these players. And this will be as fresh as the Jags will be down the stretch with 10 games to go going into this week's game. It should be as fresh as they are.
Yeah, and when you look at when you add the preseason to it, this thing was pretty much dead in the middle. So they got a good timing of this break, and the coaches even themselves too. I mean, they need a little bit of a fresh air. It doesn't mean that they're not working. I know they worked all the way through, but the timing can be a little better. You got to, humans are not machines right now. I mean, we act like it at times, but they've got to get proper rest so they can, think clearly and put this team in the best position to win.
By the way, your note on third down, the last 2 weeks combined, the Jags defense has held the opponent to 3 of 22 on third down.
Incredible, wow. Incredible. And against 2 darn good offenses.
Really?
Right. 2 very prolific offenses, 2 quarterbacks that were hotter than crazy. So, there are a lot of pluses right now. We got to fix a lot about us stuff, and we get that taken care of, I think we'll be back in stride.
I said earlier on the show this week, I don't know if you agree with this or not, I said the hot take I had on Jags AM one day was the most difficult opponent on the schedule remaining is the Jaguars.
I do believe in that. I mean, and clearly this team has probably exemplified that more than anybody I've been around in a while. I mean, they don't have to press. I mean, I think there's so much good. There's so much excitement. There's so much positive production that they've had. When you look back and what they did early on, all the things that have already been said, so many positives. And all of a sudden, then you start to get intoxicated with thinking how good you may or may not be, in this case. Well, that's all got to get cleared out right now. Get laser focused back in onto what has brought us to the success, and let's emphasize it.
Former Jags linebackers coach Mark Duffner in with us today on Jaguars Happy Hour, and PRI Productions, the official event production company of the Jags, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com. We're on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube. JP Shadrick and Coach Mark Duffner. Let's take a look now at the Las Vegas Raiders, 2-5. Pete Carroll's back at it, by the way. He's never going to quit.
No, he's got tremendous energy.
Unbelievable.
I have high regard and respect for what Coach Carroll's done in his coaching career, both at the collegiate and professional level. A guy that's really, has great relation with players, well thought out, very good defensive coach, impressive guy.
Yeah, certainly is. Oldest coach in the league now against one of the youngest, Liam Cohen. That'll be an interesting dynamic.
74 versus 39, I think, maybe.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
Certainly is. Let's get into this Raiders offense. I mean, they brought Geno Smith in here to kind of calm the waters. They had a lot of changes at quarterback over the last few years. Of course, new coaching staff. Geno was in Seattle as well. He's been around for a long, long time, but he's given the football up a little bit this year.
Oh my gosh, it's not even close. I mean, he's number 1 in the league as far as interceptions. I think he's tied for that anyway. And in fact he's got an NFL high 45 interceptions since 2022. So he's down there in passer rating. He's struggling right now, and we need to make him struggle more as far as that's concerned. He's even had 6 interceptions when he hasn't been pressured. And that's tops in the NFL also. So, when watching him, I think he's lost some level of his mobility. He appears to me to be nervous in the pocket, and part of that's because he's been sacked 19 times. I mean, I get all that, but I see him rushing a little bit. I see him. I don't see the confidence that he maybe has displayed in the past, and that's why the ball is going to the opponent so much.
35 years of age now. Of course, the New York Jets, 2013 second-round draft pick out of West Virginia. Jets, Giants, Chargers, Seahawks, Raiders in his career. Seahawks really kind of revitalized him when he got out there in Seattle. How about the weapons around him throwing downfield? He's going to have a big one back this week. And Brock Bowers, who Jaguars should know pretty well, he had 11 catches for 99 yards last year in the game in Las Vegas. But Bowers is I mean, one of the top, if not the best tight end in football right
Without
now.
a doubt. I mean, a very, very productive player and a Pro Bowl player. He's got 19 passes caught in the 4 games he did play. And their statistics offensively, run and pass, are much better when he's in the game. So he is a major boost to what they're doing offensively. And then, this Tucker, this wide receiver they've got, is a guy that's their leading receiver. He's got 4 receiving touchdowns. Jacoby Myers is supposed to be back. I think he's their second leading receiver with 29 catches. And then they just added a former relation, if you will, with the quarterback, Tyler Lockett, and a guy that whose history with Geno Smith has been very productive in the past. So they've got some weapons just in terms of the receivers, and you look at their running game. Whew, so, yeah.
All right, we'll get to that running game in a moment, but I want your perspective, defensive coordinator, defensive coach. How do you cover Brock Bowers? He lines up everywhere, doesn't he?
Yeah. No, they'll try to get as many mismatches as possible, and they do put him everywhere. So, here's the key on that. I mean, he's so good, but if you put everything you've got on where he is, then these other guys can beat you too. I mean, that's just kind of how it works out. But I think the biggest thing you've got to do with him is, regardless of how Anthony deploys the personnel, is you've got to reroute him. We've got to beat him up at the line of scrimmage. We can't allow a free release in the passing game by this guy. And by the way, their tight ends, Mayer too. I mean, they're good blockers too. They remind me a little bit of our guy Strange in that they will get physical in the run game in terms of blocking. But we got to beat this guy up a little bit within the rules in terms of not allowing free releases, letting him know that he's in for a long afternoon in terms of physicality.
Ashton Jeanty, rookie running back out of Boise, finished second in the Heisman voting last year to, of course, Travis Hunter. And it's the second closest vote in Heisman history. That's a side note. But he's put together some yardage early in the season. He's got a lot of negative or no yardage runs as well. It's the second most in the league in that regard. But he also forces a lot of missed tackles. So there's a mixed bag with his play here.
For sure. And, you just mentioned Hunter and he. I mean, these are 2 Heisman Trophy guys. They're going to play against each other. Top 6 draft picks. I mean, pretty cool situation with Hunter and Jeanty playing against each other. But, yeah, no, this guy, especially the last 4th, 5th, 6th game, the Chicago game, the Tennessee game, the Indianapolis game, he's starting to roll. I mean, he had 138 yards against the Chicago. He's a good stiff arm guy. He always falls forward. I mean, people have equated him to Marshawn Lynch in a lot of ways. I mean, really a physical back, but as you said, has had also some no-gain plays. But as far as he leads all the rookies in the league with 13 10-plus yard rushes and a lot of after-contact yardage. I mean, 370 of his 445 yards rushing are after contact. So a physical back that certainly is going to, demand every bit of attention we can give him.
Yeah, the Jags have done pretty well against the run this year, but you dropped the name Marshawn Lynch out. I mean, that's high praise.
That's high praise, but he's got some of he's Lynch-ish, if you will, in terms of how he's played, and from a scoring standpoint, I think he's had half of their touchdowns. So, he's got 5 out of their 10 touchdowns this year. So I see him becoming a bigger part in their passing game. I see that emerging in this upcoming game a little bit. And there's some tells with him, too. I just wanted to tell you, when he gets, like we had earlier in the season, when he gets in the dot back or he's in the home position right behind the quarterback, heavy run, some play action, but a big run indicator. And then also when he cheats out, he gets behind the offensive tackle, it's a strong pass indicator. So there are some tells that as a young rookie he's given to the defense that I hope we take advantage of.
We'll all watch for those moving ahead. How about that?
Yeah.
That's a look at the Raiders offense. Plenty more ahead. We'll flip it around, and we'll see what the Jags can do with Max Crosby. Was that an exhale by you?
No, that was a
ooh.
Yeah.
We'll see if you have some answers for that one coming up. A little bit later, Kainani Stevens joins us in studio. Then at 5 o'clock, it's Jags HQ with James Gladstone and Tony Boselli joining us live as well. On 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube, this is Jaguars Happy Hour.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
It's game on, Jaguars fans, no matter where you might be. From the backyard to the beaches, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power on board gives you the power of a mobile generator. So as long as you've got a TV and a signal, you don't have to miss another game. Just one more reason why Ford F-Series has been the best-selling truck in America 48 straight years and counting. Ford, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. See your local Ford dealer today.
Hey, I'm Logan Cook, punter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or stolen is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn on the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. But remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead, have a designated driver, keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
Frank Frangie here. When you want barbecue in Jacksonville, you want Bono's Pit Barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Over 70 years of authentic Southern Pit Barbecue. We are the local barbecue joint in BBQval for generations of people in Jacksonville. Go to bonosbarbecue.com to learn more or call 904-880-8310 today. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Hey, Jags fans, stop dreaming of creating your game day fan cave and build the Jaguars den of your dreams with ZipChair. When it comes to maximum comfort, ZipChair.com is the only place for officially licensed Jaguars recliners, sofas, bar stools, office and gaming chairs, all featuring high-quality embroidered Jags logos. Crack open a few cold ones in the comfort of a ZipChair and make your home the place to be on game day. Head over to ZipChair.com and save 20% today. Use code JagsRadio at checkout. ZipChair.com, furniture for fans. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Cheer on your Jaguars as they travel to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders this Sunday at the official away game watch party at Mr. Chubby's West Side. Indulge in the biggest and best wings in town with appearances by Jackson DeVille and The Roar. You'll even get the chance to win autographed items and game tickets, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow Jags fans. Mr. Chubby's Wings, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Creature, for sure. Just the strain, the relentless effort, the batted balls. I mean, they lead the National Football League right now in tipped balls as a defense, as a group. You know, so long. So long that initially, like if your eyes as a quarterback are maybe at your number one read right away, and it's like quick game or whatever it is, he does a great job of getting his hands on balls. And then if it is a little bit of a longer developing pass play, well, that's when you just kind of see him relentlessly strain. And, he's just so long in terms of his legs, the bounding, his ability to get to the quarterback. And then the way he's played the run. They've played the run well as a defense.
That's Liam Cohen, Jaguars head coach, earlier this week, discussing Max Crosby, defensive end for the Las Vegas Raiders. And welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour. Cheer on your Jags as they travel to Vegas to take on the Raiders at the official away game watch party. It's at Mr. Chubby's on the West Side. JP Shadrick, Jeff Lageman out. Coach Mark Duffner is in on Jaguars Happy Hour from the Hyundai Studios at the Miller Electric Center. 1010XL, 92.5 FM. You like Mr. Chubby's, don't you?
Oh, I love Mr. Chubby's. You kidding me? I mean, great place. Yeah. Great food, great TVs everywhere, great atmosphere.
Perfect place.
By the way, I thought that the coach could have added the Jaws theme song to that video that he just said, because this cat, when it starts, I mean, that's how he hunts the ball now.
He's all over the place. So let's start with this. I mean, Max Crosby now, 28 years of age, 4th round pick in 2019, just has that motor. I don't know if he ever leaves the field, though.
No, he's got a great motor. And if you talk a fourth-round pick, the value that they've gotten with that guy's play, I mean, right now he's got 4 sacks, I think 10 TFLs and 9 hits. I mean, he's right. I think he's the only player in the league right now that's got tackles for loss and pass defended, 5+ passes defended. So that shows you the versatility of the guy. The only thing that I, in watching him in the last game, he got hurt. He didn't play in the second half, but even early in that game, he must have been hurt because I didn't quite see the Jaws-like finish that he's had throughout, because this guy does embody the word or illustrate the word relentless in terms of how he plays the run and pass game, I think his coach just mentioned. So and then actually looking at the injury report from yesterday, it had his back where he didn't play. And
didn't
of course,
practice.
Then before that, they were saying his knee. So who knows? I think that, but he certainly commands every bit of attention that coach and every other team's played against him has.
He takes obviously a lot of the spotlight on defense because of what he has done and what he can do defensively. What else stands out up front?
He's the guy. I mean, they've got good, solid players, but they don't have any real headliners. I mean, at the linebacker position, Devin White, former player from, I think he was at LSU and played for the Bucs, is their leading tackler, and I think he's somewhere around 11th in the league right now in tackles with 64 total tackles. He's an active player. Landon Roberts, other linebackers, pretty active as far as that's concerned, but they've been inconsistent, on defense. They played pretty well in the game against New England, played well against Tennessee, but other ball games just too inconsistent in their play. And now they've had a solid run defense, and that's where they're ranked fairly, appropriately, and that'll be a challenge for us as far as that's concerned. I think they're 13th in the league in run defense.
Right. The
rest of it, they're towards the 20s in terms of the back of it as far as that's concerned. So we need to. We need to attack that front right now early on, let them know it's going to be a physical game, establish the run game like everybody always says, but you've really got to put teeth to that. And then I think the rest of the thing, that opening the passing game up, having the utilization of spreading the field, all that will come forth.
How tough is it? This is a group that they're bringing some guys around, right? Like Devin White's been around the league. You got Chen, you got Crosby, who's kind of a mainstay there, but there's kind of a hodgepodge of other guys who've been around, and it's a first-year group. And, a new head coach that has a defensive mindset of his own, right? So that's a lot of moving parts for this group. Yeah, and I think they're also trying to find their identity still. And you'd like to say by game 7 or 8 that that's already been established. Well, it obviously hasn't up to this point. Their pass defense has got to get better. They've given up a passing touchdown in, I think, 17 straight games. That's got to improve. And then even in their special teams, this defense has faced what I researched the worst starting position of a drive of anybody in the league. So field position will be a factor that we want to take advantage of for sure. Kickoff returns,
for
right?
sure,
Let's go.
Big time.
Something the Jags have not really done that well overall this year, I think. It just feels that way. I don't have the stats. But last week, De'Ami Brown had a couple of long ones in London, decent ones. Yeah, he did. And that's we need that to continue to show up, because I think that will start them off on the wrong foot, and we'd like to do that. No doubt about it. Coach Mark Duffner is with us, former Jags linebackers coach, NFL defensive coordinator, and the Jaguars face the Raiders this Sunday in Las Vegas. This is a Jaguars offensive line. Let's get back to the Jaguars piece of this. That's had some bumps and bruises. We've seen guys kind of out of the game for a few snaps come back in over the last few weeks, and then the penalty issues as well. McCary, I think, had 4 penalties in the game in London, and but it feels like that starting 5 still the group moving forward after the bye week, at least to begin things, and they've got some younger guys that are starting to get healthy on the bench if needed. For sure. I thought it was interesting to find out that really with Little and Cleveland and Hainsey, they're ranked in the top 5 in the league in terms of run success blocking. Which and that's kind of indicative of where our running game has been. But I'm just telling you, they have performed pretty well as far as that's concerned. And the other guy that's, I think, kind of quietly having a hell of a season right now is the right tackle Harrison. He's playing well.
And so if we can, again, just like you said, if we can eliminate these flipping penalty situations, which, are I'm sure aggravating to everybody, especially the culprit, whoever that may be, going on, and we're going to be rolling the way we want to roll. That's for sure.
Yeah, sure. And then if they can run it and get that balance going and get the passing game going with that, that's another thing. But we're going to find out what Brian Thomas Jr. comes back with after the bye week. Had a couple more drops in London. This is a team that leads the league in drop passes this year. If they had caught those drop passes, there's ifs and buts.
Yeah,
you know how that goes.
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence's passing percentage would have been 67% this year.
Yeah, markedly different.
Right.
And
it changes everything.
Yes. And again, I think that as people have referred to the reset of the bye week and so forth, as I said, couldn't have come for a number of reasons at the best time. Sometimes you get them really early in the year. Sometimes you get them late. This one was really very timely, and I think that you'll see a resurgence of play by Brian Thomas Jr.
Do you keep feeding Brian the way that they have been, a lot of in-breaking stuff, or is that maybe a bye-week adjustment? Hey, let's figure out a different way to utilize this receiver.
I would, not being in the classroom with him and in the meetings with him, I think I might shy away a little bit from some of the in-breaking stuff a little bit just for a while to just get him in his groove, really get him very confident in running his routes, in catching the football and getting yards after the catch, and then, bring him back. You don't want to isolate him where they know for a fact, well, they'll never come over the middle with a 6-route or something. No, you can't do that. And so I think, but trying to get him going, much like you do a running back when you feed him the ball early or let the quarterback throw quick throws, I would put him in high percentage concepts, if you will, where he can show what he can do, and he's been able to show he can do a lot.
And they showed a lot with Travis Hunter last week too, second half especially. The game was kind of getting away, but still put up numbers, made plays, and showed what his ability. We've seen flashes of it, but that was his most complete wide receiver game.
JP, it was I was jacked. And I'll tell you, when he comes in there, you feel the electricity from the guy. And as I've said before to you, he reminds me a lot of Jamar Chase, and that I haven't seen people, the first defender, be able to get him down. This guy can shake you in a second, and he is an explosive player. So I think again, picking up the production that he's going to have in the attack, coupled with the rest of them right now, this is a good way and proper way to go. It's really good.
Duff, let's come back in a moment. We'll get your keys to victory.
Okay.
Yeah, and plenty more ahead of this Jaguars-Raiders gotta-have-it game.
Gotta have.
Not a must-win.
No, but we want to get this one right now to get everything moving in the right direction as we face some other road games coming up.
We'll get into the definition of must-win. This is not a must-win. We'll do that later as well. Of course, the Jaguars and the Raiders coming up this Sunday. And from the backyard to the beaches, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power on board gives you the power of a mobile generator. Ford, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. See your local Ford dealer today. We're on 1010XL, 92.5 FM, Jaguars.com, and Jaguars YouTube. It is Jaguars Happy Hour.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags!
Are you ready to love how you feel, look, and live in every season? At Elace, we offer more than just luxury med spa treatments. We provide a serene, judgment-free space where you can reconnect with the best version of you. Whether you want to refresh your natural look with Botox or Dysport, pamper yourself with a relaxing hydrofacial, or rejuvenate your complexion with laser resurfacing, our expert team in Jacksonville is here to tailor treatments to your needs. Visit Elace.com today and start your journey to loving yourself.
Watch the game. Post your crew. or just unwind at BC Grill and Patio at Sheridan Jacksonville, part of the Marriott family of hotels. Enjoy craft cocktails, tasty bites, and indoor-outdoor seating perfect for watch parties, happy hours, and events. Mention this radio ad for 10% off food and drinks. Visit SheridanJacksonville.com or call 904-564-4772.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow! Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
It's almost basketball season. North Florida basketball is right around the corner. Secure your seats inside UNF Arena for both men's and women's basketball for less than $20 a game. Visit UNFospreys.com/buy tickets now or call 904-620-BIRD today. Again, North Florida basketball is almost here. Secure your seats inside UNF Arena for both men's and women's basketball for less than $20 a game. Visit UNFospreys.com/buy tickets now or call 904-620-BIRD today. Swoop.
He gets in and out of breaks so well. I know he was like 40-something inch vertical coming out of high school. He's a very good athlete. He's like what you define as a football player. I mean, he just has a knack for getting open. He's harder to tackle than maybe just looking at the tape. Like he'll break tackles, drag people down. He knows how to wiggle and separate, and also the contested catch ability. So, very good player. Have a lot of respect for him.
Liam Cohen discussing the tight end Brock Bowers, who should be returning the action this week for the Las Vegas Raiders when they host the Jaguars this Sunday at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Welcome back. It is Jaguars Happy Hour. Jeff Lageman out this week. JP Shadrick with you. Coach Mark Duffner sitting in with us, former Jags linebackers coach at the Hyundai Studios, 1010XL, 92.5 FM. And time now for the Jaguars defensive coverage of the game presented by GEHA, Government Employees Health Association. Benefits for federal employees and retirees. Well, yeah, the tight end's a pretty good place to start, considering he was targeted 13 times and had 11 catches for 99 yards last year against the Jaguars. He's been out for a couple weeks. He'll be back on the field, or at least practice full on Wednesday. The report is not out today yet, but we'll get it to you whenever it does come down the wire from Vegas. But he's a big priority, certainly, for this Jaguars defense.
Oh, my gosh, he's a nightmare for all defenses. And the boost that he's going to give, his presence just to that team is hard to put a measure on. I mean, because, again, their statistics are very, very good when he's playing. And just the fact that they know that this is one of their leading ladies, so to speak, back into the lineup is going to be a huge, huge addition for them, a guy that's been an all-pro producer for them.
Duff, this is a battle of teams that are coming off a bye week. The Jaguars, of course, had back-to-back losses going into the bye week. The Raiders got a win 2 weeks ago against the Titans, their second win of the year, to improve to 2-4 at that point, but then lost before the bye week, 31-0 to Kansas City. They ran only 30 total plays in the game. They held the ball for 17 minutes only.
Yeah, they had 95 total yards. I've never seen a game where the offensive production was so minimal as far as an opponent. So, when you get to a bye like this, and I'll just speak for my experience, and you've had a loss, and maybe a loss like they just had, or the losses like we've had that were very disappointing, you can't wait to get back onto the field. And the frickin' days seem like months as you're, yes, you're going through preparation. You're trying to get healthy. You're looking inwardly how you can get better. But, geez, well, Pete, the clock goes so slow during that bye week. You can't wait to get back where you see some other jersey that's not teal and that we want to, go after them and get the feeling of winning back again. So I have a good sense about this team and their approach right now as they're going to play Las Vegas. Another team that's feeling similar to that, but I have a good feeling about it as we're getting ready to go out and play them, and you're going to see a hell of an effort by the Jaguars.
And, I mean, there's this kind of narrative out there after the last couple of losses, but especially the London one, that things are not going well here. Well, they're 4-3.
Yeah. I mean,
they're right there in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, come on. We played 7 games. I mean, everybody likes to get in the prediction business after the first half of the first game. And so, I mean, there's they've had some great wins. They've had some great performances. Yes, we didn't play as well in those last 2 games. A lot of it on us. And played, by the way, 2 very good opponents, 2 that could, play for the whole thing before it's all over. I mean, so... I feel that with all that involved right now, we've got something. This team has a lot they want to still prove, and they're anxious to get about it.
There was a video that came out right before the bye week. It was like the last team meeting before the break, and there's all this talk about things that didn't go well in that game in London, and the offense struggling and the defense giving up big plays and red zone and all these things. But then there was the video that came out from the in-house folks here that run the hunt of Liam Cohen standing in front of the team and saying, you know what, there's plays I could call better. And, going through some of the plays, there's a rookie running back, Quinn Allen, that kind of stops him and said, Coach, I could have done this. He's like, nah, that's fine. I appreciate it. But, I'm at fault, too, as the play caller. So when the head coach is up there taking some of the brunt of this, that's a big deal.
Oh, I think it's tremendous, and he has endeared himself to his players with that kind of ownership. We don't always want to own what goes on when it's great. I think when there's truth, very strong truth, you have those tough conversations of truth that go on in terms of a team and what's going good and what's not going good. When you can have those and you can have them genuinely, you're moving in the right direction. The great teams have that.
All right, Mark Duffner, how about some keys to a Jaguars victory this Sunday? Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, just off the strip. The Raiders and the Jaguars. What you got, Duff?
The Raiders. No, let me just.
About your NFL Films musical.
We should have it. But no, first and foremost, this offense now is one that's going to be utilizing a lot of quick pass, utilizing boots and screens, coupled with the running game. So it's going to start right now by us playing good first down defense to allow us to get into manageable, successful calls on third down, which we've done a heck of a good job. So, from a defensive standpoint, we want to play good first down defense. We want to be able to also continue to go after the football in the takeaway way, if you will, affect this quarterback. It doesn't always have to be sacks. We'd like to get him. We've got 8. We'd like a lot more. We'd like to double that, hopefully, But affect this quarterback who's already shown some signs of being nervous and a little bit unsettled based on what's happened up to this point. And then eliminate the explosive plays, which they had done very, very well except for the last couple of games. So those are the things, takeaways, stopping the run, playing good first down defense, all those things are going to be, I think, strong components in preparation for this victory. Then from an offensive standpoint, we've got to be able to go back to, sincerely establishing the run game and the physicality that this team has demonstrated up to this point where, as I think I mentioned to you, 3 of the offensive linemen right at the top of the game in terms of ranked in terms of run blockers in this league. Also win first down, get into good manageable down and distance for the offense, the coordinator, and the quarterback, and then just clean operation. Where the execution is, boy, it's zipping. I mean, we can utilize tempo, we can utilize hard count cadence, which this team struggled defensively with tempo. I've watched them in short yardage. I've watched them in other situations. When you get on the ball and you go, they're not lined up. They're not set.
Defense
the
Raiders
defense. I'm saying so tempo. all the things, tempo, motion, things that we can control, I think will be a factor in this game and allow us to have success.
There you have it. Some keys to victory. It does feel like at times when the Jaguars do run that up-tempo offense, it just kind of eliminates some clutter and they can go play.
For sure. That's where they've looked the smoothest, and sometimes that's not always easy to do, but they've done that very, very well. Clean up our operations. Let's go out and execute. Let's get a win.
Don't think, just throw, right?
Go after them. That's exactly right.
Right.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, sounds good. Would you have ever, this is our final couple minutes with you here, in your right mind thought of NFL football in Las Vegas?
I would not have.
I mean, it's amazing how times have changed.
Oh my gosh, no! I never would. I would not have thought of it. And now, when you're starting, I saw with the NCAA's letting maybe players bet on games.
Right.
I mean, I'm going, are you kidding me? I mean, that was such taboo in the past. I mean, wow. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, times have changed,
But
it's a fantastic stadium, though, that the Jaguars will visit this week for the second consecutive year. Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Mark Duffner, always a pleasure. Thanks for the time and the insight as always, and we'll see if we can get a win this week.
We're going to bring a win home. We're bringing it back home here, and that's for darn sure.
Are you going to lock it?
I'm going to lock it.
He's locking it.
I'm locking it.
Oh, my gosh. Mark Duffner.
No, I am locking
Lock the victory. We've got sound effects, video, graphics.
I love all that. No, I just have a sense about it and an instinct about it. We're going to win this ball game, so put it down as a lock.
Okay, 5-3 record coming home, and then actually coming back, and then going to Houston next week for the next 5 on the road. Those 4 teams all with losing records.
Yeah, well, that's all good, and we like how that stacks up. But we got to put laser focus. The Raiders are in the bullseye right now, right in the center, and we got to aim for that right now.
I like that.
Amen.
Duff, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you very much.
Coach Mark Duffner with us each and every Thursday here on Jaguars Happy Hour. Kainani Stevens joins us. Then at 5 o'clock, it is Jags HQ with James Gladstone and Tony Boselli on the docket. And if you want customized Jags furniture for your home, check out zipchair.com and browse all customizable options. ZipChair, furniture for fans. On 1010XL 92.5 FM, this is Jaguars Happy Hour.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Boselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags.
Look closely at the Ford F-150, and you'll see more than just a truck. You'll see hard work, a great adventure, and so much more. Inside and out, it's designed for the family, the road trip, and the most demanding job. Just another reason why Ford F-Series has been the best-selling truck in America for 48 straight years. The Ford F-150. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Come in today for a great deal on a 2025 Ford F-150. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Is your organization ready to tackle its toughest challenges? For 3 decades, CSI Companies based in Jacksonville has been the trusted workforce partner for leading healthcare and technology providers nationwide. Whether finding the right talent for a specific job, advising on a strategic project, or offering seamless managed services, they tailor every solution to fit your needs. CSI brings trusted expertise and a people-first approach to your organization. Get the job done right. Together, we go further. Learn more at CSICompanies.com.
What's Here is a place that generations have trusted to help their kids grow up healthy and strong. What's Here are caregivers with knowledge and expertise rivaling any children's hospital in the world. What's Here is the only Level 1 pediatric trauma center in our region. What's Here is Wolfson Children's Hospital with the technology, research, and dedication to save and change countless young lives. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Get ready, Jacksonville. The biggest blue and gray celebration of the year is almost here. UNF Homecoming is November 12th through the 15th. Head over to the Nest for the homecoming parade, tailgate, homecoming game, and more. It's fun for the entire family. So swoop in and join the celebration. Find all the details and the full schedule of events at unf.edu/homecoming. That's unf.edu/homecoming. And we'll see you there. Swoop!
Hey, I'm Logan Cook, punter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or stolen is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn on the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. But remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead, have a designated driver, keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
The teams that maybe identify, I guess you could say, an issue, right? Issue or somewhere where you're underperforming / where what you're doing well, and either coming into this week, right, of your next game, addressing those tangibly. Like, all right, we want to improve in this area. Well, if you just say it, might not get done. You usually, from players, you get what you emphasize very, very often. And so if there's areas where you're trying to show and improve, not just talking about it or getting the stats and showing it, well, going out, addressing it in the meeting, showing the examples, but then applying it to practice, applying it to the walkthroughs of, okay, guys, these are the tangible areas where we need to improve and what we want to improve upon, and actually go attack it.
That is the head coach, Liam Cohen, earlier today. His approach during the bye week, self-scouting. Yeah, it's great to self-scout, but you got to go execute what you've scouted. Makes a lot of sense. Welcome back. It's Jaguars Happy Hour. Our thanks to former Jags linebackers coach Mark Duffner joining us each and every Thursday. No Jeff Lageman this week, but Duff always fantastic, digging deep into the opponent, the Las Vegas Raiders. He's got them all figured out. And hopefully the Jaguars do too this week. This Sunday, 4:05 kickoff time at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. JP Shadrick with you as Jaguars Happy Hour from the Hyundai Studios of the Miller Electric Center. Kainani Stevens steps in studio now. Good afternoon.
I'm here. Happy to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. Glad you made it back.
I know you like talking to yourself though, so I didn't know if you wanted to do like a solo hour.
That's all in my head. Don't you know?
You do it at your desk a little bit, so I didn't know.
Do I?
I mean, sometimes.
Are we telling office secrets now? Is that what's going on?
I mean, maybe you're talking to people. I don't know.
I don't talk to anybody. I guess must be myself then. I don't know.
Sometimes you got to talk it through.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
A real person here to talk to.
Each and every week.
Yes, of
Love
course.
that. There's a lot going on with the Jags coming out the bye week and trying to figure some things out offensively and quit the mistakes. And the defense would love to take the ball away and affect the quarterback. But hearing from the coach there, that's the approach going in. You figure it out. You go execute it on the practice field and then hope it carries to the game.
Yeah, I think losing before the bye is tough because then you got to sit on it an extra week. And I think that's probably, I'm sure the players are feeling it. I think we all have been kind of like, all right, let's, because when you have a bad game like that, especially against the Rams where they pretty much got blown out, you want to get back out there and kind of show them, hey, that's not, who we are. That was a one-off, something like that. But they got two kind of tough losses back-to-back, then a week off. So there's a lot that needs to be fixed. I think that's piled up the past couple of weeks, right? And I think for me, the most frustrating one is the penalties and just being smart. Because all the other stuff, it just kind of turns into a landslide after that, right? Because you get penalties, you're putting yourself in a bad position on offense, then the offense isn't doing as much as you would like to see, and the run game can't get going because, you're first and 15 or whatever it is. And then you're putting a lot more stress on the defense. So it's all related. We talk about complementary football all the time. So if they can at least stop doing silly things like penalties, I'm hoping that'll help them out a little bit with some of the other stuff.
Catch the football, too. That'd be helpful.
Yeah.
Jags lead the league in drops.
Catch the football. How about a sack or two? Rush the quarterback.
Sacks. Only
cool.
8 this year. They're allowed.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Josh Hines-Allen was a little was asked about it in the locker room yesterday.
He didn't care for it.
Where the sack's coming from, but he's adamant that the way they're going about it, the closeness that they are to the quarterback, it affected him early in the season on a few different occasions, and they're hoping that carries over into sacks as this moves along.
I mean, he's right there. He's got, 11 quarterback hits?
Yeah.
I mean, he's right there. And then
he had the tip to win the game against Houston.
Yes.
Right.
So, I mean, and also you can't discredit Trayvon's been hurt and he's not playing like himself. He's not playing a lot of plays. So it's really easy to just double team Josh, and he's kind of out there by himself. So not excusing anything, but it's a little bit understandable with the most recent situation. So hopefully Trayvon will be a little more back to his normal self this week, and we'll see a more formal pass rush that we're used to.
Time now for the injury report presented by UF Health, the proud healthcare partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. No report out yet today.
It's late because the West Coast, right?
That's right.
Yep.
So we'll, if that comes through before 6 o'clock, we'll pass it on to you. We can only look at what happened yesterday. We'll start with the Raiders, where Brock Bowers coming off the knee issue, full participation on Wednesday. The tight end expected to go this week. And he put 99 yards on 11 catches on the Jaguars last year. Adam Butler, defensive tackle, back issue, did not practice Wednesday. Max Crosby, defensive end with a back issue, did not practice on Wednesday. Lonnie Johnson, a safety with a fibula injury, limited. Jacoby Myers, wide receiver, was full. Aiden O'Connell, the quarterback, full. Isaiah Polamau, the safety, an ankle, was full as well. For the Jaguars on Wednesday, only one player did not participate, safety Eric Murray with a neck issue, and everybody else was limited on Wednesday's practice. De'Ami Brown with a shoulder issue, Dennis Gardak, the chest issue, Jordan Lewis, the corner, with a neck problem, Devin Lloyd with that calf injury still was limited, the linebacker, tight end Quentin Morris with a groin injury, limited, Tim Patrick, wide receiver, groin injury, and Brian Thomas Jr., shoulder issue, limited in practice. So the Jaguars have some names on this list. We'll see what happens with the Thursday practice as well, how many guys kind of come back into the mix on Thursday. But the bye week is, you're hoping guys can take a step forward, those bumps and bruises that may not even be on this list, especially like up front, the guys in the trenches especially.
Yeah, I think a lot of the offensive line's banged up. That's what we've been seeing, whether they're on the list or not, just obviously battling through by nature of position. So when you look at the list for us, you're hoping Devin Lloyd missed that game in London. He didn't travel to the UK. So you're hoping you can get him back on defense. He's been such a playmaker just around the football constantly. If it's interceptions, forcing fumbles, whatever it may be, he's just been really just on a different level this year in terms of kind of flying around. And I feel like he brings a different energy to the defense when he's out there this year that we haven't really seen the last couple of games. Obviously, they played some great teams, so I'm not saying that would have fixed everything, but it certainly would have helped a little bit, maybe turn the ball over a little bit. And then on offense, I mean, we've been talking about the wide receivers getting going. It's not going to be good if two of them aren't playing, right? So that's something to keep an eye on. I know Brian's probably a more recent addition. I know he fell on that shoulder a little.
End of the game, he's kind of coming off.
He fell on the shoulder, I think, during that Rams game too, on one of the passes over the middle. So I'm not surprised by that, but hopefully it doesn't keep him out of the game because you want to get him going at some point, but if he's not playing, you're not going to be able to get him going.
Yeah, I mean, he seemed fairly positive about it in the locker room when he spoke with the media on Wednesday. So we'll see moving ahead here on the wide receivers.
But, I mean, we couldn't dodge Brock Bowers. That would have been nice.
I mean, right? I mean, we've been, in certain instances, fairly lucky with some of that early in the season.
We have.
With other teams.
We have, but then it feels like someone else to the next stepped up. It was all, there's no Puka Nacua, but they got Devontae Adams.
They got 10 other guys that can catch the football, and they all caught it.
But the Raiders' offense definitely runs through Brock Bowers, so he may get his regardless. It might be about shutting down everybody else.
Yeah, the run game, I put it in the quarterback hands. Stop Genty.
Yeah,
make him throw it. Make Geno beat you.
And you have to remember, Genty's still a rookie. Like a lot of, when we talk about, the rookies on our team or even just anybody learning this new offense, they're learning a new offense as well. Chip Kelly, so trying to catch them, maybe the rookies don't know every play call or, if they check out of something, that's an opportunity there to kind of get penalties going the other way.
Jaguars All Access Television tonight. Strings Sports Brewery in Springfield. Who you got tonight?
It's a big one. The quarterback's going to be there. Yes. I know.
Really?
16.
The starting quarterback?
The starting one.
Wow.
Long blonde hair.
Yeah, I heard of him.
You've seen him.
Trevor Lawrence.
Tall. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing autographs, I think, just for kids, but it'll be fun. It's a good time. And he's always, I'm sure he'll bring the crowd out regardless, but he's always a good time.
Wow. And there's a lot to talk about with him, with the way this offense has gone, and I'm sure there's probably some frustrations building a little bit. Not that it's spilling over yet, but I mean, this bye week came at a good time. Duff was talking about that. Hey, you can reset some things and get some things and do maybe some things different on offense. He might not give you all that tonight, but the quarterback, he's putting it in the right spot some of the times. It's just not being caught some of the times, and then other times the throws haven't been made, or they're underthrown, or whatever. That's inaccurate. So there's a little inconsistency there, but let's see how he goes after the bye week. I'm curious.
Yeah, I think it's inconsistency for everybody too, right? Because like Trevor gets going, then it's the receivers. Receivers maybe in this right spot, he doesn't get the throw perfect. So you gotta have to have accountability from everybody. We saw a lot of the behind the scenes stuff for the Hunt, and Liam Cohen's up there saying, I had a bad play call too, and he said it not that nicely, but he's talking about himself, and he's like, listen, that was a bad call by me. So like everybody's kind of taking ownership of that. I don't think there's a lot of pointing fingers. Now at this point, you've acknowledged it, you got to fix it, right? So they can all acknowledge where they're messing up, but now they need to fix it going forward.
Got to fix it. You got to practice well and then carry that over to the games, and the quarterback's certainly a big piece of that. So Trevor Lawrence tonight. Kids only autographs.
Kids only autographs,
okay.
But he'll be on for about half an hour, 7 to 7:30. So come check it out. Strings.
I'm sure. Are you getting the Alabama white wings?
I don't. I do not have a Jeff Lageman iron stomach, so I can't eat those every week and think that's going to go well. So maybe a burger. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. I'm sure it will be very, very packed. So I don't know if I'll have time, but if I get there early, I'll try to.
Are you signing autographs tonight too?
I do not. I mean, if
you
asked
don't
upon,
sign?
I'm not ever asked.
That
Jeff,
is really rude.
People come up to Jeff and they have the coolest old pictures of Jeff to the point where I'm like, "Is that you?" And he's like, "Yes." And I never recognize him, obviously, because he looks quite different now. But they'll come up with some stuff for Jeff that I did not know existed and/or have seen. But he'll sign your autographs.
There's some classic old photos out there.
It's tremendous, and I never recognize him, so it's always a pleasant surprise.
That's Jaguars All Access tonight, 7 o'clock. Fox 30, Strings Sports Brewery. Let's see. 4 of the next 5 games are against on the road.
Yes.
And 4 of those 4 road games are against losing record teams right now. So it seems on paper that this is a stretch where the Jaguars can maybe make some hay and pocket a few wins and stay in the mix and get to Thanksgiving at least with a chance.
Here's an opportunity. You talk about, we went into this season, we didn't know what it was going to be. It's a rebuild of sorts, right? It's a whole new regime, new coaching staff, new offense, new defense. So you come out of the gate hot. You lose 2 right before the bye week. So, 4-3. That's still a good position. You have games you should win. If you are this team that you think you are at this point, that's, playoff potential kind of team, you need to come out and win a good chunk of these games. I would say 3 or 4 of the 5 against these teams to prove that you're going to still be in the mix for the playoffs if you think that you've turned the corner and you're a good football team. If you are 4-4 at the trade deadline, kind of middle of the season, we're not there yet. And that's fine, but you came out so hot, people were like, oh, we're kind of skipping that rebuild section. We're already ready to go. But this Raiders game is really, I don't want to call it a must win, but I feel like it's a very important game for them to kind of dictate what the rest of the season is going to be. Because if you lose that game and you're losing 3 games in a row and then you're going into Houston, who we haven't swept in quite some time, that's tough. Okay. And then it doesn't get easier.
Okay, I got to ask you, we're on a train of locks this week. Austin Lane locked it on Monday.
What, the
Pete,
W?
Yeah, Pete wouldn't do it. But Duff just did as well. He locked the Jaguars win. Do you dare?
I don't.
You don't lock it?
I don't lock it. They haven't proven it to me yet. This is proof to me.
This is the one.
This is the one.
Next week in Houston.
Yeah, if they win this week, I think they win 3 or 4 after that.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's pretty good.
So I'll come next week with my lock prepared if they win.
That'd be like 7-4 at that point. Now you're set up.
I'm ready.
With a chance.
Let's do it.
So not quite yet. Not quite locking it yet.
Not quite yet.
Okay. It is a big game, certainly. The Jaguars and the Raiders, 4:05 kickoff time. Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas. Second straight year the Jaguars have visited Sin City, and we'll see if they can get a win against a team that's really struggling and got shut out 31-0 before their bye week. Kai, have a great show tonight on
you.
Jaguars All Access.
Of course. Come out and see us.
Jags AM on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday mornings.
Yes, but not this week because we're coming back from Vegas. I think it's Tuesday.
Okay, and then you got TV shows.
Jaguars Weekend on Sunday.
It's Sunday.
Yes.
All
the shows.
Keep up. You got
all the shows.
You're everywhere all the time. Kai Stevens joining us in studio. Coming up, it's Jags HQ. We'll have Tony Boselli and James Gladstone in studio. Thanks for listening to Jaguars Happy Hour.
Welcome to Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida. JP Shadrick and former Jaguar Jeff Lageman sit down each week with the decision makers of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
We're going to bring you a product that you all can be proud of. With that, game on.
Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, starts right now.
Welcome in. It is Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida from the Hyundai Studios. We're on the Jaguars Radio Network, presented by the University of Florida, #1 university in the U.S. News and World Report's #1 state for education. JP Shadrick with you. Jeff Lageman out tonight. We're standing by for James Gladstone and Tony Boselli to join us in studio. The Jaguars headed to Las Vegas to face the Raiders at 2-5. The Jaguars are 4-3 at the bye week. Both teams coming off a bye. And, of course, the Raiders last week, or before the bye week, got shut out 31-0 against the Chiefs and held the ball for 17 minutes, had only 30 offensive plays in the game. They've made a few changes since then. They added Tyler Lockett, the wide receiver. Brock Bowers is coming off injury, the tight end as well. But this is a Jaguars team that has also dropped some games going into the bye week. They, of course, lost to Seattle, and then, of course, the London game against the Rams. Really struggled in that one. Defensively, some big plays against them. The offense inconsistent, but trying to get back on track with the bye week. And we've got the guys in studio now. Tony Boselli, James Gladstone, joining us on Jags HQ tonight. Gentlemen, good afternoon to you. And how was your bye week, Tony?
It was miserable.
Oh.
You had to sit with the loss for all those extra days.
Right.
And,
that's what Duff just talked about. We had Mark Duffner in here, and he's like, that is the longest week. When you lose going into the bye.
It's just brutal.
Oh.
Brutal. No, it was great to spend extra time with the family and see, Angie and the kids, and that was the best part. But man, sitting with the loss and having to wait to get back on the field and have our players, coaches get back out there and try to, go get that taste out of your mouth. It's a long one to sit with.
Yeah, James, we hear a lot about self-scouting and the coaching staff going through operations and what they can do in different situations, both sides of the football, special teams as well. But from a GM's perspective, how involved are you in that, and what's a bye week like for you?
Yeah, I think that's a great question to ask, and it's not all that different. It's not diving as deep into the schematic self-scout as much as it is personnel self-scout and seeing what trends there might be that are showing themselves and how we might modify some of the modes of operation and who internally we feel like could use some shifting in terms of placement or volume. And being able to work through those things in conjunction with our coaching staff as they do the same from a schematic lens. And, that was certainly a good moment of pause and reflection. It allows for that because you're not preparing for an upcoming opponent or enemy, and you can sort of look inward instead of looking outward as you get into that rhythm over the course of a season. And obviously at this point, we're not even halfway through. So we still got a lot of ball left, and Liam had a great perspective share for the team earlier this week. It said, look, for any rookie, any first-year player that's in this room, guess what? You still have an entire college football season in front of you. We're 7 games in, but guess you got an entire season that you're used to still on the horizon.
No doubt. 10 more coming up for the Jaguars. Hopefully a lot more than that. Playoff games on top of that as well. James Gladstone, Tony Boselli with us. I'm flipping around X the other day, the bye week, and all of a sudden I see, Brian Thomas Jr. on the trade block. All these things, all these stories come out during the bye week.
It was great. It was news to me, too.
Right. I mean, when you see stuff like that, how real does some of that happen? I mean, it's by the way, the deadline's November 4th. It's coming up.
That's right.
So these stories pop out there. How real was it, and how surprised were you to see some things like that?
It's always a little surprising because I think if there's any understanding of how we move, how we operate, we're not sharing with the world, right? That sort of thing. So anything that comes to life in those types of settings or those types of delivery, it's unlikely to be any source of accurate information. But nonetheless, I think it's fair to say that Brian Thomas Jr. is a part of this football team moving forward, and there's a clear vision for his involvement in it, and looking forward to seeing us take steps to continue to feature him and get the best out of his capabilities and seeing our offense flourish in the way that we know it has the chance to do. And I know that Liam, our coaching staff, they're using the first, let's call it 7 games of the season to sort of work off of and be able to elevate as we inch into this 10-game stretch, knowing that Brian's going to be a big feature of that.
It's funny when James said that, kind of how we have operated. It made me think back to pre-draft, listening to all the things we were going to do draft-wise.
Right.
When
you almost
the whole time
become numb
we were
at
sitting
this
there the whole
point,
time,
too.
like, we're trading for Travis Hunter.
And nobody knows.
And everyone's like, they're going to do this, and they're going to do that, and they're going to do that. And I'm like, that's interesting. So sometimes I find it amusing, whether it's hearing talk radio or reading something on X or whatever. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. I didn't know we were doing that.
We're part of these conversations.
I must have missed that meeting.
Love that. James Gladstone, Tony Boselli with us we'll get into the Raiders coming up in just a little bit, but a little more on the Jaguars' perspective coming out of the bye week and some of the issues, penalties, drop passes. Last week, defense had to get away. It's a Hall of Fame quarterback and things, but it's a 4-3 football team.
I'm going to interrupt you.
There's a lot of good here, too. That was my point. That's where I was going.
And I appreciate that because I think so much of the narrative this bye week, and I again find it actually very amusing, is, listen, we lost 2 games. We played 2 really good football teams. We didn't play good enough to win, and we got beat. In 2 different games, multiple opportunities against Seattle to go tie that game up, have to make plays. And you talk about drops and penalties.
Down 1 score.
You talk about drops and penalties and just miscues. Plays are there to be made. We just make them. And that's the NFL. And then we faced a really good football team in the Rams, and we did not play well. However, that does not change the fact that this is a good football team, and this team's done a lot of really good things. And I think the message to our players is like, hey, we just got to go make plays, go back to being who we are. It's a long season. We got a lot of football in front of us. And Liam mentioned to the team, 10 games, full season for a lot of these guys in their immediate past. And so I think the focus has been, we got to clean things up. Every team needs to clean things up. We can be better with penalties, pre-snap especially. We can be better offensively, defensively, coaching, front office. The whole building can get better. And the moment we stop believing, or the moment we believe we've arrived, I don't care if we were 7-0, or what our record is, then that's when you get comfortable and you get in trouble. And so we're always going to have things to correct, but also at the same time, let's not lose sight of that we've accomplished a lot of good things. We can't rest on that, and we got a bunch of football in front of us, but we have to build on. So often you talk about in these settings, especially coming off a loss, going into a bye, is all the things you do wrong. It's so easy, human nature is to focus on the negatives.
Right.
And while the negatives need to be made aware and you have to address those, I think building something and building is what we're trying to build here is you also have to focus on what are you doing well. And let's make sure we keep on diving into what we do well. How have we won games? How have we operated? How has our defense or offense played? where are the strengths, and let's start diving into that as well and build upon that, while at the same time recognizing there's things to clean up. But you can't just, so often, and I know it's human nature, we just want to focus on, the world is falling apart. The sky is falling. Oh my gosh, we can't do anything right. And that's just not the case.
The Jags are 4-3. There's only 7 teams in the AFC with better records, so they're right there on the doorstep of a playoff situation if it ended today. It doesn't end today. A lot of football left,
Everything's
James.
in front of us, baby.
No doubt.
Let's go.
You got to be in that mix, though. If it's 1-6, that's a different feel. 4-3, that's a fantastic start to build and grow from.
Well, we know this. If you look at the history of the league, at this point, there's teams with winning records who are going to end up with losing records. And there are teams with losing records right now that are going to end up in the playoffs. And what does that tell you? Don't get comfortable. Don't get too discouraged. It's a lot. Everything's right in front of you, as we've said multiple times now. But you have to have that mindset and you can't worry about what's ahead, anything beyond. And I know, JP, all the years that you, Pete, and I did the show on Monday nights, Pete would give me a hard time because I'd always say, let's not look ahead. It's one game at a time. He says, that's just coach speak, or that's just – but that's the actual reality. Nothing else matters than this Raiders game. I mean, we say it kind of in jest sometimes, but it's actually true. It's the most important game in the history of the franchise coming up. And why? Because it's the next one. Because what we've done to date to get to 4-3 doesn't matter. What happens after we play the Raiders really doesn't matter at this point. So we just got to go beat a good Raiders team, a team that is coming off a bye as well, getting a lot of their players back healthy, beat us last year in that stadium. And so it's a great challenge ahead of us. And, let's just focus on that. Let's get that done, and we'll be fine.
Let's come back. We'll dig into the Raiders a little bit and some of the personnel for that Las Vegas team, and plenty more ahead as the Jaguars face the Raiders in Week 9 this Sunday. It's Jags HQ on the Jaguars Radio Network.
The Ford F-150, and you'll see more than just a truck. You'll see hard work, a great adventure, and so much more. Inside and out, it's designed for the family, the road trip, and the most demanding job. Just another reason why Ford F-Series has been the best-selling truck in America for 48 straight years. The Ford F-150. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Come in today for a great deal on a 2025 Ford F-150. Only at your local Ford dealer.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Jaguars fans, it's time to show up and show out. Get game day ready with fresh gear from Fanatics. Rock your teal and black with the new Sideline collection, head-turning headwear, and exclusive drops you won't find anywhere else. Visit any of our 11 convenient locations throughout the stadium and rep your Jags in style. The Jaguars Pro Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas. Second year in a row the Jaguars have visited Sin City. As Tony referenced, a loss there last year when Brock Bowers put up 11 catches and 99 yards on this team. Hold on, James. Let's get your microphone on, James. Go ahead.
Test.
There you go. You're on now. What's up?
He wasn't the only rookie showing out in that matchup now.
Yeah, it's true.
The Jags had a couple who showed up. Oh, there's no doubt. Mason had his little outcoming party, you know.
See?
So they got a little comfort level in that stadium.
I like that. Need to get some of that back this year as well.
Oh, no doubt.
Let's get into this Raiders team. And, you know, they were shut out before the bye week and had like 30 plays on offense. Held the ball for like 17 minutes or something. Really strange.
Those are odd ones that as a team, if you go through that, if you experience something like that, it feels strange. You know, I know they weren't at full health, and I think that played a big part in that. You know, you look back to their week 1 matchup in New England when they were at full strength. That's a tough outfit. Mm-hmm. You know, New England, we've come to understand, is a really good team at this point in time, and I think that it shows just how good of a team that the Las Vegas Raiders can be. And so it's not somebody that you can look past. It's somebody you got to look at and take on directly. And so we have our work cut out for us. I know coaching staff, players, they've been doing their preparations over the last couple of weeks, and look forward to this opportunity.
Pete Carroll, still at it.
Yeah.
74?
I got a ton of respect for Pete Carroll because what he did at my school at USC.
Sure.
He's a heck of a coach, successful at every level. He'll have that team ready to go, especially coming out of a bye. You talked about Brock Bowers getting back. They got Genty, the rookie, who's really maybe a little slow start to his rookie campaign, but, man, he's a good running back, physical, can get after it. Geno Smith's proven he knows how to win football games. And so they get Jacoby Myers back at receiver, healthy. So on offense, they're going to be a good player. And then on defense, they might have one of the best players in all of football in Max Crosby, rushing the passer. So there's challenges across the board. And they're at home. They're hungry for a win. And, you know, they had a tough start to their season. But, you know, they got good coaches. They have good players. They're going to be prepared. So it's going to take a great effort from our group. Great challenges across the board, but also great opportunities. You look at a guy like Anton Harris. He has a chance to go match up against one of the greats in the league. This is how you put – and I believe in him. He has confidence in himself that he's truly one of the better right tackles in football. And so this is the chance for like an Anton Harrison to come prove it. And you can go across the board where we have young players who are going to have opportunities to go out there to make plays, and I know I'm looking forward to seeing them go do it.
Max Crosby, 4th round pick in 2019.
Man, what a pick!
Right?
What a pick!
How about
what
that?
a pick!
Why'd you guys pass on him?
Yeah,
James?
what happened?
That's fair to ask.
What are we doing?
Fair to ask. I don't know if we had any picks before 4th round.
You might not have had any. You traded them all away.
They're all gone. Do you remember him coming out though? Like, was he on the radar?
Yes, he was. Yeah. He was somebody that I will say the way that we operate, we get well ahead into our, let's call it, group review in comparison to the majority of the league. He was someone that got folded into that review a little later in the process, what you would deem like an add-on player. Coming from a smaller school, not as big of a stage, that's not atypical. But his body type was a little underdeveloped in comparison to what we see out of him now. And you could see the raw potential, and there was one scout at the time that flagged him as, hey, guys, I know we watched him a little bit later in the process, but I really think that there's something to this guy. And, you know, when it's a single evaluator, sometimes it can be hard to get that flag to wave and fly real high. But, gosh, he's really overcome the odds, so to speak, and leveled up to a standing in the NFL that most 4th-rounders don't
you know, it's fun.
to.
I mean, what I appreciate about Max Crosby, he plays every snap. In a league where most guys at the defensive line position are rotational players at some level. You know, your great ones play more, you know, call it 70, 75% snaps. This is a guy that a lot of games will play 100% of the defensive snaps. And when you watch him on tape, there's no slowdown. It's not like he's taking plays off.
It's not Chris Jones.
I'm not going to say any names.
I did. I said it.
I'm not saying any names, but he's not taking plays off. It's full tilt, full speed.
Oh, and he has the luxury of shooting gaps and getting out of gaps to make plays. And, you know, the defense understands that, hey, it might be out of structure, but there's a chance for a TFL, a sack, a batted pass, an interception. I mean, the way in which he impacts things, it's not specific to pass rushing, right? He creates a lot of chaos, and it includes forcing turnovers that, he's taking the ball away or he's getting other people the ops to do so. So he is a special player and has certainly come from the ashes, so to speak, or from the background into the spotlight.
5 batted passes, I think, from him this year. So, impacts it in a lot of ways, even if he can't get home. James Gladstone, Tony Boselli with us. A couple of the offensive players here. Ashton Jeanty, of course, second in Heisman voting last year to Travis Hunter, and second closest vote in Heisman history coming out of Boise. What stands out so far? And thinking back to the evaluation of him in the draft process, what do you see on tape?
He looks a lot like he did at Boise. He's dealing with, some crowded backfields at times and still finding a way to force missed tackles. And I think you see the moments in which, like in Kansas City, when the offense felt like it was stagnant and it wasn't operating in both the run and the pass efficiently, that their run game sputtered a little bit. And there are other instances where they were able to activate him in both of the phases, and it looked really impactful, really effective. So he is a dangerous human being in both the run and pass, and it's pretty cool to see that somebody is able to translate a skill like his, which is being able to be some version of a bowling ball with the ball in hand so quickly, and especially when, like Max, right? He wasn't coming from one of the big name conferences, schools, etc., and that could have been something that people would have questioned. So that's good on him. Good for the Raiders to continue to find ways to work him into the fray and continue to up his workload. It certainly seems to be paying dividends in a lot of ways.
What's a good comparison for his style?
You know what? I do not enjoy trying to.
Oh, you don't like that?
To tie people to people, but I get it. It does. It paints pictures and things like that. I know that it's probably easy to point back to.
You like clear evaluation. We always forget that. Yes, okay.
But I do think that it's easy to maybe point at somebody who's been here, right, in the past, because obviously a little smaller in height.
432.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little more dense
vertically challenged
in running style.
Vertically challenged.
Okay.
So I think it's fair to put those two in a similar category.
Fair enough.
For sure.
Brock Bowers is coming back off the knee injury 2 years ago. One of the top tight ends coming out in that draft, certainly at Georgia, and they utilized him all kind of ways in Athens. They would hand him the football some, and then, of course, he was a problem in the secondary. How different are they looking when he's out there and as opposed to not on the field?
He changes the math. I think there's not much quite like a tight end who can both run block and pass catch. Mm-hmm. And then there's really not much quite like a tight end who can break tackles and create explosives along with the run blocking and pass catching. And that's what he does. It allows a quarterback to feel secure. It allows an offense to have options at multiple levels, right? And so I think somebody like him fits the bill for math-changing impact. And I think we've seen that when he's out of the lineup. It certainly is a challenge to overcome. When he's in it, you feel like they have a very clear rhythm to their offensive flow.
Yeah, and he's a guy that effective in run and pass, but will line up at a bunch of different positions. So he can be an inline tight end, traditional. He can be in that wing position, move tight end, but he also can flex out as a slot receiver. And he can be effective in all three positions. So, which adds just stress to you as a defense of identifying them, how as far as coverages, how you're going to match them, because it's not like he's just going to line up in one spot. It's not like, okay, he's an inline tight end. Okay, we know where he is. Maybe we can be. He's going to move. They move him all over the place, and he's effective at all positions based on the alignment, and can, and then he's dangerous, as James said, after he gets the ball in hand.
Let's come back in a moment. Some final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Well, not yours, because you'll be here for.
I have another half
minutes.
hour of this coming up.
I have a lot of final thoughts.
Well, plenty of those ahead. This is Jags HQ on Jaguars Radio.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, That's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
Hey, I'm Logan Cook, punter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or stolen is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn on the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. But remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead, have a designated driver, keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Cheer on your Jaguars as they travel to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders this Sunday at the official away game watch party at Mr. Chubby's West Side. Indulge in the biggest and best wings in town with appearances by Jackson DeVille and The Roar. You'll even get the chance to win autographed items and game tickets, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow Jags fans. Mr. Chubby's Wings, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Before you found out about Breeze Airways nonstop routes, your flight up north may have gone something like this. Drive to the airport, fly west to a hub, layover for 4 hours, realize you need to take a shuttle to the other terminal, board another flight north, get a rental car, drive another hour, get there, exhausted. But now you can book a straight-shot Breeze flight to Providence on a nice plane with nice people for a nice price. Breeze Airways, seriously nice.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
It is Jags HQ. It is the Jaguars Radio Network. JP Shadrick, Jeff Lageman is out tonight. Tony Boselli, James Gladstone for a final few minutes here ahead of the Jaguars-Raiders matchup, Week 9. The Jags at 4-3, right there in the mix. The Raiders with a 2-5 start. Both teams coming off a bye week for the next 5 games away from here. However, the next game is the most important game in Jaguars history.
That's right.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
Said.
One game at a time. And this is going to be an interesting matchup. Let's see how Liam Cohen, the staff, the players come off the bye week. It's the first time doing that after the couple losses before. And I'm sure you liked what you've seen in the building going into the bye and then coming out on the practice field, at least in the meeting rooms this week.
Oh, there's going to be some fresh approaches across all 3 phases. So that'll be exciting to see the effectiveness. I know certainly as you evolve over the course of a season, it brings life with it, right? You get a little bit more intricate and a little bit more nuanced, able to build off of some of the foundational elements that you feel like you were able to get some success with, and then also have some branches to some of the approaches that you may not have considered earlier in the down. And so I think it'll be exciting for those who follow us to see that evolution unfold here in the upcoming weekend and those that lie beyond, but also looking forward to the way in which our coaches are able to deploy those at specific moments and our players able to execute them. I know that there's some fun stuff here on the horizon and look forward to seeing that, take shape.
Felt like a good time for the bye, but now it's about the stretch run here, Tone.
Yeah, I think it was a good time for the bye. I mean, it's going to come when it comes, but
you can't control it, I guess.
You don't control it, so I guess it wouldn't help us if I said it was a bad time for the bye, because
it's terrible.
It is what it is.
Schedule makers.
Yeah, no, right. But I think what's ahead of us is most important. And the guys came back great this week. I thought the energy on the practice field, the excitement, I think guys are juiced to get going. And, the way I always look at it, if James and I and others don't like sitting with the loss for that long, I remember what it felt like as a player sitting with a loss, especially if you didn't have a good performance, because you sit with that, and there's nothing better than getting back out on the field and going to some sort of redemption, and like, hey, let's go back and show people who we are. And I think we have a confident group, and I think these guys are ready to go play. Now, I'm sure the Raiders are saying the same thing because they got confidence as well. So that's the fun thing. I think typically what happens in these scenarios, the team who plays the best during that 3-hour window will win the football game. Talk about being on the road 4 of the 5 next week. That's as much as you want to make of it. You can make that a big deal, or you can just go play football. And I think this week especially, I think our guys are ready to go out there and put a good performance on and play tough and play our brand of football and see what happens.
Gentlemen, thanks for the time. As always, enjoy the trip to Vegas. Bring back a W, will you?
That's the plan.
Game on.
Fit it in the luggage on the way home. That'd be great. Tony Boselli, James Gladstone with us. Plenty more ahead. Coming up in about 10 minutes, Chris Myers of Fox Sports joins us. This is Jags HQ on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Ranked one of the nation's top universities, the University of Florida is on a mission to transform education. UF continues to help grow the economy through research breakthroughs and leadership in AI. And with its nationally recognized career services, UF students and graduates have never been better prepared to make a difference in the world. To learn more about how the University of Florida fuels bold ideas that make an impact around the globe, visit fromflorida.ufl.edu.
It's game on, Jaguars fans, no matter where you might be. From the backyard to the beaches, the Ford F-150 with available Pro Power on board gives you the power of a mobile generator. So as long as you've got a TV and a signal, you don't have to miss another game. Just one more reason why Ford F-Series has been the best-selling truck in America 48 straight years and counting. Ford, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. See your local Ford dealer today.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Jaguars tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store and we'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Maybe turn them into paper airplanes headed to See Ya Never AT&T and T-Mobile. Jokes aside, the best 5G network has you covered with the most ways to save on plans, streaming, and phone deals. So bring in your bill to your local Verizon store and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on Root Metrics Root Score report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
And we are on the Jaguars Radio Network, presented by the University of Florida, #1 university in the U.S. News and World Report's #1 state for education. JP Shadrick with you, Jeff Lageman out. Our thanks to Tony Boselli, EVP, and James Gladstone, the general manager, joining us in studio each and every Thursday afternoon. And occasionally the head coach, Liam Cohen, will roll through here every few weeks or so. But coming off the bye week now, the Jaguars at 4-3. They're headed out to Las Vegas this week to face the 2-5 Raiders. Both teams coming off their respective bye week. The Raiders were shut out 31-0 before the bye and had only 30 plays in the game offensively and really struggled under 100 yards in the game. The Jaguars now coming off back-to-back losses, tough loss, close loss to Seattle, a really good team here. And then in London, of course, the Rams, another really good team, had to get away from the Jaguars in that one at Wembley. But now some time to reflect and regroup and work on some few items there. We heard James Gladstone talking about all three phases. Might see some different things coming out of the bye. They've done a lot of work going into the bye week in terms of coaching staff, self-scouting, and we'll see what they come up with. This could be a little bit different looking in some areas for the Jags. Certainly on the offensive side, want to get back to that run game. They were running the ball effectively early in the season. Passing game still just quite hasn't found that groove yet, even early in the year. There was some issues. There have been issues throughout the season. The Jaguars lead the league in drop passes. They're near the top of the league in penalties now. So all that needs to get cleaned up moving ahead. And on the defensive side, a little more they've been really good against the run. Last 2 weeks, they've been really good on third down. And just got to kind of get home to that quarterback a little bit more. They haven't been able to do that. They were affecting the quarterback early in the season, causing some of those downfield errant throws and interceptions that came off of those. But it's been a little bit. Those have dried up. The Jaguars have trailed early in games. They haven't been able to get back on top of it. And when you lead, of course, then the defense can go do their work later in the games especially. So we'll see what they have in store this week, going to Vegas to face a Raiders team that beat them last year, though there were some good performances, certainly on both sides for some young players in that game a season ago. The Raiders got the better end of it. And this time it's now the Jaguars trying to get back on track after this bye with 4 of the next 5 on the road. Doesn't get easier. I mean, the 4 road teams, though, the Jags will play, all have losing records at the moment. That's not the way they're looking at it, this building, though. One at a time. The Raiders are next, and it's a 4:05 kickoff time in Las Vegas this Sunday. We'll return in a moment with the man who'll have the call of the game on Fox Sports, Chris Myers. We'll break down those Las Vegas Raiders a little bit deeper when we come back. It's Jags HQ on Jaguars Radio.
Floridians, do you know how close you are to freshness? It's not a plane or a ship ride away. It's not across an ocean or over the equator. It's not even a far drive. The peak of freshness is at your grocery store, and it's called Fresh from Florida. Fresh from Florida is local produce grown by farmers right here in our own state, meaning it's always fresh, always in season, and always mouth-wateringly good. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo or ask for it by name where you shop.
The moment you drop off donations at a North Florida Goodwill, your things start new lives. A donated jersey helps someone suit up for success through education and training. A pair of old cleats helps a job seeker step confidently into new career opportunities. Every donation fuels Goodwill's mission to provide education, training, and career opportunities, removing barriers to employment and building brighter futures across our community. To find your nearest donation center and learn more, visit GoodwillNorthFL.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives. Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Cheer on your Jaguars as they travel to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders this Sunday at the official away game watch party at Mr. Chubby's West Side. Indulge in the biggest and best wings in town with appearances by Jackson DeVille and The Roar. You'll even get the chance to win autographed items and game tickets, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow Jags fans. Mr. Chubby's Wings, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Hey, I'm Logan Cook, punter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or stolen is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn on the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. But remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead, have a designated driver, keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Welcome back. We're on the Jaguars Radio Network. JP Shadrick with you with Jags HQ. No Jeff Lageman tonight. Our thanks to Tony Boselli and James Gladstone joining us most every week here on the program. Jaguars coming off the bye week, headed to Las Vegas to face the Raiders. And Chris Myers has the call of the game Sunday on Fox Sports. It's his third Jags game of the season. It's his third Raiders game of the season as well. Longtime sportscaster, of course, with ESPN from the late 80s to the late 90s, and then has been with Fox Sports from 1998 to the current times, covering multiple sports for the network, including the Jags and the Raiders in the National Football League Week 9 this Sunday. And we dig deeper into the Raiders and especially how to slow down tight end Brock Bowers.
I don't think you let him get deep, and you have to tackle him right away when he catches the football. And also Michael Mayer is back. They really are a 2 tight end team because their receivers don't wow you, and they've drafted some that haven't quite developed yet. In Dante Thornton, who is a speedy guy from Tennessee, who just hasn't gotten all the mechanics down. Jack Besh, a second rounder, kind of a sure-handed guy. Those guys haven't figured. Jacoby Myers has been hurt, but I bring them up because I think that's why they've struggles, and Geno Smith thought he would have Brock Bowers, and you take him away, and Mayer went out with a concussion. I think they're both going to be back. Yes, Browers is going to get his catches. Just don't let him destroy you once he does. I'm a believer in Genty. I know they're going through a lot on their offensive line. Colton Miller, their best lineman, left tackle, got hurt out for the year. That certainly affected things overall. They did add Tyler Lockett this week, former Seahawk, with Pete Carroll and Geno Smith, kind of a comfort level. That could do a lot, not just in the game, but maybe for the receiver room. I think that's what they're hoping for anyway. How much he'll play and fitting into the system. He came over from Tennessee that brief time where he only had 10 catches, so that could be a factor. But yeah, they haven't been explosive offensively, and that's the thing. Other than when Genty breaks tackles and shakes loose, and that's Pete Carroll wants to get him more and more involved, and that's up to Chip Kelly to find out ways to do that. But their big concern is Geno Smith, the veteran they brought in to stabilize things at the quarterback position, and he's tied for the most interceptions in the league with Tonga Vailoa, and he's just got to make better decisions, whether people are open or he's under pressure. But I think he will in this game a little bit because of the Bowers being out there present and a little bit healthier since he was bothered by that knee injury.
Another thought on the Raiders on defense. Max Crosby's the number one priority. What else do the Raiders pose defensively? What do they put out there?
Well, they have guys that, and they're the chip on the shoulder guys that Pete Carroll has gathered, like a Devin White, was a former Buccaneer, and then he was in Houston briefly, and he's having a good year for them at the linebacker spot. Jamal Adams, Jeremy Chin. So it's kind of a ragtag group. I think Eric Stokes is probably their best cover guy. I think they can be had in the secondary if Trevor Lawrence has time and delivers the ball, and the Jag receivers hang on to the football. But yes, Adam Butler will be coming back up front. That will really help Crosby, who's been double teamed a lot. Butler hurt his back, and he's on that inside tackle spot, usually near Crosby, although they move Crosby around, and he's a fascinating player to watch in that Myles Garrett kind of mold. So yes, you got to be aware of where he is, and then I think you can attack in a lot of different areas of that defense. They are transitioning from a Pete Carroll, Patrick Graham, who was the D coordinator before. He was there with the Raiders, and Pete's kind of taking a little bit of his and trying to bring his, but I don't know if he has all the players. They are getting Lonnie Johnson back. They say the strong safety had a great training camp, got hurt, had a leg injury. That can help a little bit in the secondary. But yes, Crosby, you start and you finish with him, I think, on that Raider defense.
It's Chris Myers, NFL on Fox, longtime sportscaster, of course, and the full conversation coming this weekend on the Jaguars Podcast Network, and you'll hear it on Countdown to Kickoff this Sunday ahead of the Jaguars-Raiders matchup. When we return, plenty more, and if the injury report comes down, we'll get that to you. It's a West Coast game this week, so a little later. We'll try to pass that along if it comes down soon. That's Jags HQ on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Yuengling Traditional Lager, a beer that, like true legends, stands the test of time. Brewed by the same family for nearly 200 years, it's a crisp amber lager with a bold, smooth flavor that's perfect for game day. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching from your favorite bar, Yuengling is the taste of tradition. Yuengling, legends stand the test of time.
Look closely at the Ford F-150, and you'll see more than just a truck. You'll see hard work, a great adventure, and so much more. Inside and out, it's designed for the family, the road trip, and the most demanding job. Just another reason why Ford F-Series has been the best-selling truck in America for 48 straight years. The Ford F-150. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Come in today for a great deal on a 2025 Ford F-150. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Listen up, Jags fans. Fashion meets football with the latest trends in sports gear. The Jags Pro Shop is bringing the heat with top brands including Fanatics, Nike, New Era, and now Lululemon. That's right, you can now rep your Jags in the premium style and performance of Lululemon gear. Suit up for game day and find the fit that's right for you at the Jags Pro Shop, a Fanatics experience.
The Jaguars bring performance, strength, and passion to every play. And you'll find the same when you bank with Everbank. Open an Everbank Performance Savings account and score serious savings. See what you could earn at everbank.com/Jaguars. Everbank, advantage you. Member FDIC and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Before you found out about Breeze Airways nonstop routes, your flight up north may have gone something like this. Drive to the airport, fly west to a hub, layover for 4 hours, realize you need to take a shuttle to the other terminal, board another flight north, get a rental car, drive another hour, get there, exhausted. But now you can book a straight shot Breeze flight to Providence on a nice plane with nice people for a nice price. Breeze Airways, seriously nice.
NFL fans, when it's time to get Jaguars tickets, you can tackle game day with total certainty with Ticketmaster. With 100% verified tickets available all season long, you can count on getting in with ease and spend time focusing on the good stuff. Even if you're headed to the game last minute, you can still score seats. Want to meet up inside the stadium with your crew? Transferring your tickets is an easy handoff. So get those touchdown celebrations ready and score your tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Jaguars.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Really good player. Very good. He's one of those guys. You know, there's a handful of them in this league. I mean, a lot of great players in this league. But as far as just those defensive edge, you know, defensive end, pass rusher guys he's just constant, nonstop. I think that's what is admirable about his play, is that it is just such a high motor. Obviously, he's athletic and he's skilled and strong and good instincts, but he plays really hard. So, and that's something where he makes a lot of plays because of that.
That is the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence of the Jacksonville Jaguars, discussing Max Crosby, defensive end for the Las Vegas Raiders. Welcome back. It is Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida. And you can cheer on the Jags as they travel to Vegas to take on the Raiders this Sunday. The official away game watch party is at Mr. Chubby's West Side location in Jacksonville. Hope you can join them there. Should be a fantastic matchup. The Jaguars and the Raiders coming up this Sunday at 4:05 kickoff time, and the Jags trying to get back on track after 2 straight losses. They started the season, of course, 4-1, but they've been outscored 55-19 over the last 2 games, at a season-low 7 points last 2 weeks ago now in London in Week 7. Bunch of penalties, of course, 23 penalties in that stretch for 195 yards. They had 18 flags against them in the game in London, with only 13 of those accepted. But some missed kicks in the kicking game as well. The defense giving up big plays. But on the other side of things, they are 4-3, and they're just 1 spot out of the playoff spot right now, and they would be 8th in the AFC currently. A lot of football left to go, 10 games to go, and we'll see what Liam Cohen and staff have in mind coming out of this bye week, and if they've what they've adjusted on all sides of the football. We heard James Gladstone earlier on this program say, hey, there might be some different things you see if you follow this team week to week on all 3 sides, offense, defense, and special teams, and we'll look forward to seeing what that is moving ahead and see if it can provide some winning results. We heard from the quarterback there. Of course, Trevor Lawrence is the guest tonight on Jaguars All Access Television at String Sports Brewery in Springfield. That's a 7 o'clock, almost said kickoff time, but a 7 o'clock start for the program tonight. Should be a packed house in Springfield. Get there early. Trevor Lawrence apparently will sign for kids only tonight. But get there, check it out, meet the quarterback, and see what he has to say coming out of the bye week with the 10 games to go in the regular season. And got to get some better consistency, certainly in the passing game. He's been sacked a bunch lately, 14 sacks over the last 2 games of Lawrence. The run game has kind of gotten away a little bit. Etienne still leads, of course, the team with just over 500 rushing yards, but has 3 straight games now with less than 50 rushing yards and no touchdowns on the ground in that time. The run game helps everything get back on track. So offensively, that's certainly got to be a key this week against this Raiders front. Run the football, balance it out, when it's thrown, catch the football, and that's been another issue as well. But Trevor Lawrence, just overall in this offense, trying to find some more consistency, some more positivity overall. And to me and to a lot of folks, it kind of starts in that running game and that offensive line, and they know it. I was talking to some guys in the locker room this week, Hainsey and Anton Harrison. Yeah, they have their hands full if Max Crosby is out there at full go. But, they've got to continue to get back to what the blueprint of this team was early in the season, and that's to run the ball and be physical up front on both lines of scrimmage, especially on defense as well. And on that side of the football, just try to get home a little bit more. Only 8 sacks this year. It's the lowest in the National Football League. And Eric Armstead leads the way with 3.5. Josh Hines-Allen with only a half sack so far, but he's been able to hit the quarterback 11 times. Early in the season, they were affecting the quarterback enough to make plays. He had that tip ball, Hines-Allen did, against the Houston Texans that caused the interception at the end of the game, but not quite able to get over the top. He's still 2 sacks away from the franchise career record in sacks and still trying to get things going down the stretch here. And on the back end, we'll see what kind of changes the Jaguars have in the secondary, if there are any. We'll see what happens on the injury report when it comes out. Not out yet because of the game on the West Coast. But as of yesterday, at least, Eric Murray, the safety, did not practice with a neck issue. If he does not trend the right way, what happens there? Maybe Antonio Johnson gets some play at safety. Do they make some changes to what they're doing in the cornerback spots? It's all something under the radar and under the microscope this week. And also Devin Lloyd, keep an eye on him. He was limited on Wednesday's practice. Again, no report yet today. You'd love to see him trend the right way and try to get back on the field, obviously. That's the way he was playing early in the season. That has been missed for this Jaguars defense over the last couple weeks from the Jaguars linebacker. The injury report literally just came down. And here it is for the Jacksonville Jaguars today. On Thursday, De'Ami Brown, wide receiver, full participation with a shoulder issue. Dennis Gardeck, limited again with a chest issue. Jordan Lewis, limited, cornerback, with a neck issue. Devin Lloyd, calf injury, limited. Quentin Morris, tight end, limited. Eric Murray did not practice again, the safety, so that's not trending the right way. Tim Patrick with a groin injury, limited. Brian Thomas Jr., limited again today. And then in addition to the injury report today, Travis Hunter with a knee issue, limited in practice on Thursday, was not listed at all on Wednesday. He went full on Wednesday, limited today. So in that media window, he was out there going around. We'll see what happens moving ahead with that. Something to watch with Travis Hunter all of a sudden popping up on the injury report today for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Wide receiver and cornerback with a knee injury, the rookie out of Colorado. That's the latest on the Jaguars side. On the Raiders side, Brock Bowers, full both days, should be going this week. The defensive tackle Adam Butler, limited today. That's an upgrade from yesterday. Max Crosby, limited today with a back issue. That's an upgrade from not practicing Wednesday. We'll see how that trends as the week goes along as well. Jacoby Myers, full. Aiden O'Connell, the backup quarterback's fine. And Polamalu, the limited participation today with an ankle and knee issue. The safety, he was full on Wednesday, so that's a downgrade today. Of course, the biggest news is Travis Hunter added to the injury report now for the Jacksonville Jaguars after Thursday's practice, where he practiced limited with what is reported to be a knee issue. Back in a moment, our final thoughts ahead of this Jaguars-Raiders matchup in Week 9. And this is Jags HQ on Jaguars Radio.
Can you imagine rising for work before the crack of dawn? Tending to hundreds of acres of land before dusk? Well, that's what happens on 47,000 Florida farms every day. Florida's farmers work hard to grow nutritious food for you and your family. And you can help support them by enjoying delicious Fresh from Florida produce. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop, or visit freshfromflorida.com to learn more.
It's here that a tiny newborn has the heart surgery needed to save her life. It's here that a first grader learns to speak clearly and confidently. It's here that a 12-year-old athlete builds the strength to run full speed again. It's here at Wolfson Children's Hospital that answers are found, courage is shown, and odds are beaten every day. Wolfson Children's, always here. Visit wolfsonchildrens.com.
Craving the ultimate game day experience? Look no further. Cheer on your Jaguars as they travel to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders this Sunday at the official away game watch party at Mr. Chubby's West Side. Indulge in the biggest and best wings in town with appearances by Jackson DeVille and The Roar. You'll even get the chance to win autographed items and game tickets, all while soaking up the lively atmosphere with fellow Jags fans. Mr. Chubby's Wings, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Before you found out about Breeze Airways nonstop routes, your flight up north may have gone something like this. Drive to the airport, fly west to a hub, layover for 4 hours, realize you need to take a shuttle to the other terminal, board another flight north, get a rental car, drive another hour, get there, exhausted. But now you can book a straight-shot Breeze flight to Providence on a nice plane with nice people for a nice price. Breeze Airways, seriously nice.
Hey, I'm Logan Cook, punter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or stolen is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn on the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. But remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead, have a designated driver, keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
Jags fans, this one's for you. If you've got MyGate rewards, you're already in the game. But now you've got a shot at the ultimate prize, meeting QB1 himself, Trevor Lawrence, at Everbank Stadium with 3 friends by your side. With the MyGate Rewards Gatorade Club, every 5 Gatorade items you purchase equals 1 entry toward your chance to win. Stack them up and score big. See store for details. Gear up for the season. Gates got you.
Welcome back. Jags HQ, presented by Fresh from Florida, continues right now.
Final moments. JP Shadrick with you. No Jeff Lageman tonight. Our thanks to Tony Boselli, James Gladstone joining us in the first half hour each and every Thursday. The Jaguars and the Raiders coming up this Sunday. It's a 4:05 Eastern kickoff time. Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas is the site. 3 o'clock Eastern. Countdown to kickoff here on the Jaguars Radio Network. If you just joined us, the injury report has been released, and Travis Hunter has shown up on it for the first time today, limited today in practice with what is listed as a knee issue. Certainly something to watch moving forward and going into tomorrow, the final day of true full practice on field work ahead of the Jags-Raiders matchup. And, obviously he plays both sides of the football as well, so if there's any issue there. And it just felt like he was trending the right way, certainly on offense, with the second half performance in a blowout game in London, but still putting up those numbers and finding the end zone for the first time. Didn't play as much defense last time out in London, but it felt like that might have been trending that way as well, and especially in some key pieces on defense, key moments where they got to get off the field. Hunter, let's hope this is nothing too major, but it's major enough to be on the injury report. So something certainly to watch with the number 2 overall pick rookie receiver and cornerback today going on that report with a knee issue. Was not listed at all, was not on the injury report at all. Wednesday is first time going on there today. It just came down about 7 minutes ago or so. And we'll see what that has with the Jaguars coming into Friday with Liam Cohen scheduled to meet with the media up in the morning. About 10:30 or so. We'll see if he has any updates on that tomorrow. And then, of course, the locker room will be open after practice tomorrow for media as well. And you'll hear all the latest, I'm sure, on many of these same stations in the coming day or so. leading into a status report at the end of the week. So they've got to get the status report tomorrow afternoon that's whether they're playing, doubtful, questionable, all that. That ends up on Friday, so we'll have a better idea. Even if Liam Cohen doesn't have any update tomorrow morning, we'll get an idea at the end of the day what the status is for the wide receiver and cornerback moving forward. But he is on the injury report today. There are some others on there as well that have changed some designations today. De'Ami Brown, one of those. So what does this do for the wide receiver room? There's 3 other receivers already on the injury report. De'Ami Brown, Tim Patrick, Brian Thomas Jr. Thomas and Patrick limited both days already with a groin and shoulder injury. Patrick with a groin injury, Thomas with a shoulder injury, De'Ami Brown with a shoulder issue, upgraded to full today. That's a good sign. But now with Hunter added to it, you're digging deep all of a sudden in the wide receiver room of guys that are trying to battle through. Tim Patrick's been inactive the last game or so. And, of course, we saw Brian Thomas Jr. come off the field in London holding that shoulder and just trying to practice through. And hopefully this all improves as the week comes to a conclusion here tomorrow. And then Saturday, the early flight out to Vegas this time for the Jaguars to face the Raiders. And that'll do it for our program tonight. Our thanks to Tony Boselli and James Gladstone joining us in the first half hour, as always. Thanks to Joe Fortunato, Brent Reber, David Cho, and thanks to you for listening. The Raiders and the Jaguars is a 4:05 kickoff time this Sunday at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. 3 o'clock for Countdown to Kickoff on the Jaguars Radio Network. And thanks for listening to Jags HQ.